March Inventory Madness has put Lady Luck on your side. Premier Heating and Air has a huge limited inventory offer on new heating and air units until they're gone. Don't wait. Find Lucky in your mailbox or online at premierishere.com. The choice is clear. Experience Premier.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Quilt Show held in the First Methodist Church. I'm here with the Quilt President, Miss
Anita Fender.
Now, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Now, tell me a little bit about what we got going on right here.
Well, this is an annual quilt show that the Emerald City Quilters put on, and most of the quilts here were made by the guild members. We do have some antique quilts towards the back for people who like to reminisce, and like I said, we do this every year. The quilts are all different sizes, and the maker's name is on every quilt.
So now, going back on the years, how many years have we actually done this?
You know what? I don't know.
Well, what are some of the oldest quilts that we have in here today?
Oh, we have quilts from the 1900s.
Lord. So, hey, that right there's some history right there to have a quilt from the 1900s in here. That just shows you that how well they're kept and just put up in here. That way everybody can enjoy them every year. So now tell me about the quilt we have right behind us.
This is our annual raffle quilt. This is a scrappy quilt. The block is called the potato chip block because you can't just make one. And you can get raffle tickets from guild members. They're $5 a piece or 3 for $10. And you'll have to contact a guild member to get those.
Well, I got you. So now if y'all want a quilt from right here, go get you a ticket and you can get a chance to win it. So now being the president of the guild, tell us a little bit about that.
We meet on the first Monday of the month here at the Methodist Church. We welcome any quilter or non-quilter who's interested in learning to quilt to join our guild. Our dues is $20 a year, and we have a program at every meeting that demonstrates a technique or a process, and then of course we have our business meeting. And we also have a sew day at the local library, and that's on the third Tuesday of the month, and it's from 10 to 3. Our Monday night meetings are at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Now, do you quilt as well? Do you help with the classes, or are you just the president?
I offer private classes myself, but the guild doesn't offer classes. We sometimes have a Saturday sew day where we all sew together on one project, or else a member teaches a project to whoever shows up, but we don't charge for those.
Okay. Now, are some of your quilts here that you have made, or?
Yes, there are a couple that I've made, and I mostly sell or give away my quilts, so I didn't have a lot to put in this time, but there are several quilts from both of my sisters that are here. They are actually not guild members, but because I brought them, they were able to go in the show.
Now, going on your sisters, has this been like a family thing, y'all all quilt together?
I've been a quilter for 30 years. They've been a quilter one for 4 years and one for 2 years, and I taught them.
Hey, there you go. So you're teaching them that way when they have their own kids, or they meet somebody they can help teach them as well.
Actually, they're in my age bracket. They have grandkids.
Hey, well, they can teach their grandkids, and that way they can learn how to do it as well.
Yes.
And keep on going. That way we have future generations coming here with quilts as well.
Yes.
That is really good. So now, anything we want to talk about on the quilts here, like some of the designs and stuff that some people that may not know about quilts?
Well, we have almost every design you can think of, from a simple 9-patch to a hand-pieced hexagon quilt to what we call a charm quilt, which is a one block, one shape quilt. Every piece in the quilt is different, a different fabric, and that's what makes it a charm quilt. So it doesn't repeat any fabric.
Wow.
And I think that quilt has 1,200 different fabrics in it.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So now, going off of like actually creating a quilt, is there some of the techniques that are harder, like that pattern out there with the 1,200 different threads?
No, it's a very simple technique. It's time consuming because it was done by hand, but once you get the hang of it, it goes like, just like eating a cake. You just take a bite at a time, and you can do it while you watch TV or listen to a book. That's what I prefer to do, and then you quilt it either by hand or by machine. So the ones that are made by hand are really simple and great for beginners because it's a simple technique. as far as the ones that are made by machine, if you know how to operate a sewing machine, they're easy as well. And there's lots of patterns out there, so they tell you exactly what size to cut the pieces and how to sew them together.
Hey, but there ain't nothing like homemade.
That's true.
Hey, well, thank you for your time. You've done a great job. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Meg Greer-Evans with Middle Georgia Estate Planning here in Dublin, Georgia. At Middle Georgia Estate Planning, we focus on estate planning, which covers the creation of wills, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives, as well as the creation of revocable or irrevocable trusts. We also specialize in elder law and can assist with guardianships and conservatorships, as well as asset protection for those that are looking to their elder years in life and wondering how they'll plan for their care. If you have any questions about estate planning or elder law, or how you can protect your assets for your care and the future of your family, give us a call at 478-272-2885.
Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op offers a full range of communication products and services to its members in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. We take pride in being your total communications provider, and we work hard to provide quality services at the best prices. In addition to offering phone service, we provide high-speed internet and digital high-def TV. And we always strive to put our members first. Progressive Rural, your total communications company. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. ProgressiveTel.com. Call 478-984-4201 or stop by 890 Simpson Avenue in Rents. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Quilt Show, still having a fun time looking and just enjoying everything. I'm here with Miss
Candy Purvis.
Ann.
Leneve Horn.
Now, as we was talking earlier, I don't quilt that much, but y'all are out here, so tell me what got y'all out here.
Our grandmothers. My big mom made quilts and just wish I had appreciated it more when she was alive.
Exactly. I said my grandmother's probably spinning in her grave knowing that I'm walking among all these quilts, and I had all these quilts that she gave me, and yep. But they're beautiful.
I say looking around, because there's some here from early the 1900s, and just looking at it, it's crazy to think that from so long ago they're still well kept and they're still here. So now tell me a little bit about your grandmothers. Did you get to watch them quilt any, or just about that?
Yes, some, mainly in the beginning where they pieced all of them together. So that was the largest part that I was able to watch her.
One of the things I remember is helping her make the scraps and to put on the quilts and find the scraps and cut up the stuff that she used.
Now, going on to some of the quilts that your grandmother made, y'all remember some of the designs that she used, or what were they?
Well, like Candy said, it was scraps. So whatever, clothes were worn out, maybe had some good pieces, or children had outgrown them, or they used to get bolts of material, and there would always be some left over. That wasn't big enough to make anything, but scraps. So that's how I remember her.
Right, she'd always make them, and they'd be on our beds or at the bottom of the beds or on the couch at home. So yeah, lots of good memories.
Wow, that's good. So she made use of everything. She made sure if it was not only thrown away, but to get used to something.
Right.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, they recycled back then.
Yeah, they did.
Waste not, want not.
Right.
Well, I'm glad y'all got to spend some quality time in here, got to remember your grandmothers, because I know that right had to just warm your heart. Just coming here seeing all this and going, man, this how time flies, 'cause it really does. But now we also get to look and go, well, they're helping the next generations come up, so that way, for the years to come, there's going to be more quilts in here. It's going to keep on going.
That's great.
It is. I thank y'all for all this time. You have a great day.
I believe it was a divine calling. So ever since I was a little girl, I think it was in me to have the compassion and the heart for it.
For me, it's an opportunity to express love and care for someone, and that is returned in multitudes. I just think it's the best job in the whole world.
Whenever you're going home, you feel like you help someone throughout the day. You really do mean something to your clients.
you get to go in and give them the best version of yourself, you know, the love and the joy that you have, the passion in your heart, and share that with them every day. It's probably the most rewarding career there is.
I've always sort of had my rudder pointed at public service. I was very grateful that I had the opportunity and was given the opportunity by our governor, Governor Kemp, to serve in this position. And as I said before, I feel like I'm providing valuable public service to the community, and I feel like I'm serving well. I would say that my private practice, which was based here in Dublin and took me to superior courts throughout the Dublin Judicial Circuit and some outside the Dublin Judicial Circuit, but being in private practice exposes you to not just criminal cases, not just civil cases, but a good mix of both. I'm confident to say that I've handled pretty much every type of case that comes before a superior court judge, and so that's allowed me, as I said before, to hit the ground running and to really not skip a beat in my transition from being an advocate and a lawyer to sitting on the bench and making decisions on behalf of the people of the Dublin Judicial Circuit. I will also add that I was previously municipal court judge for the city of East Dublin. I did that for about a year and a half, and I have previously served as an administrative hearing officer for the Department of Community Health for the state of Georgia. And so I do have prior judicial experience, and I have made decisions. I have analyzed the law and applied it to the facts of the cases that have come before me in the past, so I feel like I have the experience it takes to effectively get this job done. I believe that I have demonstrated that I can capably and competently handle this job, and I believe that I deserve to be elected a full term as a Superior Court judge.
We are still here at the quilt show having a great time. We have a very special quilt right here. It is made for her mother.
Right.
So now, well, first off, tell us your name.
My name, Diana Woodard. This is made by Bessie Strange. It's to be her casket cover. She'll be 90 May the 22nd, and she's been quilting most of her life.
So now,
Butterflies is her signature. And it was quilted by Hannah Patterson.
I did it. Miss Betsy is something very special to me. When I do quilts like this, I don't do it for nothing to see the reaction, because Miss Betsy's butterflies, and I did this in detail so she could see it and enjoy it while she could. And I quilt these quilts just so how I can see the expression on people's faces when they get them. And y'all just overlook me. I'm emotional this year. My mama started me quilting.
That's because you did an excellent job on it. It is very beautiful, and she is going to love it.
Yes, I know she does, because when I showed it to her, she started crying, and that made me start crying, so that was worth it.
Well, now tell us a little bit about your mother, about her quilting on just through the years growing up.
She's a retired nurse from the VA hospital. She tried to teach me how to sew and quilt, and I wouldn't learn from her. I had to teach myself because she made me take everything out. And I remember as a child playing underneath the quilt frames, and they'd tap me on the head with the thimbles. And I always wanted to learn how to quilt, and it was just part of my heritage.
There you go. And now you can teach us this right here is going to be something that's going to come, like I've been saying with the previous interviews going on. This right here is something that's going to go on for generations. Because looking at it, I see some little kids running around here looking at quilts, being excited. I'm like, man, this right here is going to go on for years to come. Because like, how many years has this been going on?
Ooh. Since before the Depression.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I have a quilt over here that has pieces in it that my great aunt made. She never threw away anything, and some of her pieces, the squares are a 6-inch piece, 9 pieces, and some of them have 62 pieces put together to make a 9-inch square.
Lord.
or 6-inch square.
Good Lord. They had to take a long time to put together.
Well, back then you didn't throw nothing away. You used every scrap. If it was good, you used it. It didn't matter what it was, because it was a utility quilt, but some of those utility quilts are some of the prettiest quilts you'll ever see.
Lord. And to think about, it's essentially like an antique now.
They are.
It is.
It is antique.
But most people don't realize what they have, and like my generation or the generation younger than me, because I'll be 44 this year, don't really know the hard work that went into these quilts and what people did for them. And I'm all about the history of the quilts. When a quilt comes to me and it's an older quilt, I preach about please put the history in it, who made it, about what time, because if something happens to you, you don't know who's going to know nothing about the quilt. So I'm really big at putting histories in the quilt, especially the older quilts, and make quilting fun for everybody.
Yeah.
During the years of the Depression, they got their flour, sugar, things like that in bags. They would buy bags that you would have 2 of them that looked alike, and they would take those bags and make shirts, dresses out of those bags. Well, they would take the thread that sewed the bag together and that's what thread they would use to quilt the quilts with.
Wow. That right there is pretty. That right there took some knowledge and skill to do.
Yes, and like they never threw anything away. There was feed sacks, and people had clothes out of the feed sacks, and later people turned the clothes into quilts that came with the feed sacks. It was use what you could. It's use what you had. You couldn't go out and afford something brand new, so you go out and do with what you had.
Right. And man, and looking at everything here, because like she was saying, some of these are from the 1900s. It is crazy with what little they had of how beautiful they are. Because it's truly inspiring to look like, man, with all we have right now, and from back then, with the little they had, it's just so beautiful. And it's crazy to see like the history with it as well. I mean, it's truly amazing. And I gotta say, I'm 100% proud that you have done this, because this right here is truly, it's eye-opening.
And they're all a painting.
Yes, and each one tells a story of the quilter and what they think. And I look at it like this: every quilt has a mind of their own. They have their own personalities, because I'm the long arm. They come to me and I sit down and tell them, look at them, what do you want me to do to you? Do you want me to highlight something, or do you want me just to be subtle? Or do you want me to do something like this? It's all invisible thread. You can't see until you come up close.
Wow. I gotta say, this right here is truly amazing what y'all have done. I gotta say props to your mother with all she's done. I mean, it is truly amazing. I thank y'all both for y'all's time. Y'all have a blessed day. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are still having a great time at the Quilt Show. I'm here with Miss
Juanita Walker.
Nice to meet you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Now, I hear this is your first quilt, and I gotta say, outstanding job. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is my very first quilt. I joined the Rents Baptist Church quilting class, and this was the very first pattern they gave me to do, and I challenged it, and this is the results. And I did all of the quilting part, and then Miss Hannah over here, she did the long arm with all the designs and the trimming.
And she did a phenomenal job, and I've seen a lot of quilts, and for a first-time quilter, she is phenomenal, and I'm bragging on her. I'm really proud.
Because I've already tried to quilt for the first time. It would not be this good.
Thank you.
Now, tell us a little bit about the time that it took to put into this.
I think it took me I would say maybe 2 months.
2 months? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it took a lot of time, effort just to get this done.
Right, because I was new at all the cutting and making the shapes and all of that, so I had to go back and redo some things sometimes and stuff until I got it right.
Okay. We'll keep on getting it until we get it right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate that.
So now, tell us a little bit about how you got started with going to Rents Church.
I met a lady, because I go to the little line dance class with senior citizens, and one of the ladies there named Miss Susan, she was telling me she was a member of that group. And I said, well, I want to learn how to do it. And so I went out there to the meeting.
Hey, you went out there and you got it done. You did a great job at it as well.
Thank you.
Would y'all just look at that? I mean, look at the patterns. Just for a first time, that is just insane. Now, tell us a little bit about the learning and going to learn how to do it. How hard was that?
Well, it was difficult, but with the help of YouTube, I was able to get it done.
YouTube is awesome sometimes.
Lordy. Now, can you tell us about the designs and just what they are, their names for them, or they're just simple
I
designs?
don't know them all, like I said, because I'm new to it, but I know this one I think is the Friendship Star, and one of them is the Bear Paw.
This is the Turnash.
Uh-huh.
Is it? Yeah, Turnash.
And
I think this is Rail Fence.
mm-hmm.
I think that's like, no, that ain't one.
I forgot the name. I forgot the name of them.
Names,
Yeah.
but sometimes all quilt blocks are a variation of another one, and they all have the real spin on them. So you can go down the rabbit hole of quilting really quick.
You said right here the Friendship Star. Now, that's what put my mind on that is you went to church, had fellowship, and then friendship. Now you got all these people here, all these quilts, meeting all these new people, and just learning and having fellowship community. That right here is really great.
Thank you.
Oh, yes,
and
ma'am.
I'm still learning.
Hey, you can do, on it. This right here is really good. Hey, I want to see what you got to come out with, because I know it's going to be good as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, thank y'all for all this time. Beautiful quilt. Y'all have a great day.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamson's Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamson's tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.
The weather's a little cool, but the deals are hot here at Dublin Nissan. With our highest inventory in years, now's the time to get a great deal at Dublin Nissan. You can save on your price, at the pump, and even more on a Nissan EV. Call or click mydublinnissan.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still having a great time here at the Quilt Show. I'm here with Miss
Phyllis Shannon.
And they tell me this is called a calendar quilt. Can you tell us a little bit about the quilt and how it's made?
Well, it's paper pieced, and I think Anita said it's foundation paper piecing. And you sew the pieces of fabric to paper and do that. And we made a square for each month of the year. And then the rest of it, I just kind of did what I wanted to with it.
I got you. I say it's really nice. You got the snowflake for winter, the hearts for February with Valentine's Day, and of course St. Patrick's.
Right.
Then Easter.
The bunny, and then the spring flowers.
Now, that one right there, what is the star?
You know, I really couldn't tell you. But I guess it's the beginning of summer.
Okay.
And then July the 4th. And then the hummingbirds. We love the hummingbirds. They start in the spring and here through fall. And then the balloons in September. And the pumpkins.
Halloween
in October. And the fall, the acorns and the leaves. And then, of course, the Christmas lights for Christmas in December.
Wow, that is really great. It's really pretty for sure. Yeah. Now, is this the only quilt you've done, or have you done many other quilts?
Oh, I've done several others. There's that Santa Claus quilt there. I actually did it. And that's the only two that I've brought today that I've made.
I have quilted a lot of quilts for her, and she's always had beautiful work. And I enjoy quilting her stuff over when she brings it, because something like this, I have fun with it.
I always give her a challenge.
Now, how many years have you been doing this?
I have not been doing this that long. I retired in 2012, and so somewhere around 2013, I started quilting.
Wow.
And I've sewn most of my life, but I've not quilted until then.
So now, how did you get into sewing?
Well, when I was a child, if you wanted new clothes, you made them. And so that's how I learned to sew. But then quilting was something I always wanted to learn. And so I worked with a couple of other ladies, and I said, when we retire, we need to quilt. We need to learn how. And so they kind of agreed with me, and we joined the quilting group. We went to several lessons and learned how to do the quilts. And then we have what we call Sew Day once a month. And that's when you learn from the people who've been sewing a long time. That's when it's really fun. Because if you've got a problem you need to work through, they can show you how to do that. So it's been a fun trip for me.
I can see. Hey, and you got every year to represent it, how fun it's been.
Yeah.
Gotta say, that is a great quilt. And also going on to the sewing day, you got people coming in there that's maybe never done it before and learn from these older people, they're going, man, and then it's just going to keep on
That's right.
cycling and cycling and
It's
cycling.
going to continue. It is. We have some really young ladies in there, and then we have some that are like me that are not quite so young. But it's a lot of fun. It's a good outing. And so I really enjoy it, and I enjoy meeting the new ladies. We have new people coming in every so often, and it's always nice to meet new people.
Because just being here with y'all, I could tell you have a strong community.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are all really good. Y'all all like a family together.
Right.
I could really tell with all the quilts coming together, like y'all are helping each other grow, and it's truly all inspiring.
Yeah, because this is actually quilts from 2 quilting groups. The Rents group, the Happy Quilters.
It's Lawrence Happy Quilters.
Lawrence
and
Happy
the Emerald
Quilters.
City Quilt Guild.
And we're the Emery City Quilt Guild.
But some members are members of both, so
That's true.
You know, so a lot of people just, you know, there's 2 different guilds you can go to, but we're all considered one big happy family.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, if y'all want to come out here and try to join the guild, how would you do that?
Here in the First Methodist Church, the first Monday of every month, we meet here in the social hall at 6 o'clock. You can come, figure out, learn what we're about. We have meetings, and you get to find out what we're going to have planned on the calendar, what community service we're going to do, what we're going to work on, or something like that for the year. And it's different things. And right now we have a quilt that we're going to raffle off on Mother's Day that was really special to me. As my mama, that was her program that she wanted to do for everybody. So I got every lady in the guild to put a block together in memory of her.
Wow, that right there is just some great stuff. But if y'all want to come out here and join the family, I suggest y'all do, because I'm telling y'all, it is truly great. And just watching everybody just be here together like a family, it is so awesome. Y'all stay tuned. Gentlemen, I have a special quilt for y'all. It is an English paper piece. Now tell us a little bit about how it's done and how it's made.
English paper piecing, you wrap the fabric around cardstock. And you whip stitch the pieces together. It's very accurate because the cardstock keeps the shape and the dimensions exactly how you want them. It's a hand technique, not a machine technique. However, this quilt is quilted on the sewing machine. So first the top was made completely by hand, and then it was quilted on a regular sewing machine. The quilt was made by Kay Heck, and it's called Tumbling Blocks, this design.
It is very beautiful. Hey, this right here is what y'all can make if y'all come out to the guild on
Mondays, first Monday of the month at 6 p.m.
Y'all need to show up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time here at the Quilt Show. We have learned some great knowledge and just seen just the history of the quilts here, some from the 1900s, and that is just crazy to think about. When they had nothing, they're just scrapping these pieces together. I really do influence y'all to come out here and just enjoy it, because it is truly great, and it's just eye-opening to see all this great stuff. Thank you for y'all's time. Y'all have a blessed day.